Coming up on part 2 of our Birdsville Bash Bound and Back episode, we leave the Big Red Bash in Birdsville and continue our outback adventure. We travel down the Birdsville Track, check out the ghost town of Farina, tackle Skytrek in the Flinders Ranges and take a boat ride from Wompinni Station on the Murray River to McCabe Corner.
Get me down on an old bush track, a 4-wheel drive, yeah I like it like that. The weekend comes and now it's time to go. All's off-road, it's time for the show. Yeah.
After racing the rain to Birdsville and spending 10 days camped out at the base of Big Red, we were keen to get going, but from the looks of this, we're going nowhere fast.
I think Birdsville doesn't want to let us go. It's like being in the city, huh?
Now, I did mention way back at the start of this trip that Shelley was the long-suffering wife of George, and with the in-car camera still rolling, the suffering was on full display for all to see.
Cuckoo, cuckoo. How about I just cut across that way? I can take about 20 cars in caravans.
How about you, Doc?
Fair dinkum. Imagine having to live with this bloke every day.
Seriously, you drive, I'll make a coffee. I'll just walk next to the van. Well, look, I could walk next to it and just keep an eye on it so it doesn't fall.
I believe I've driven out of here every time we've been here.
I think you should drive again.
I wonder what this Birdsville Track will be like. It was closed for a while, so obviously now there'll be a bit of traffic going on it. There might be a little bit of water in there.
Yeah, I guarantee there's going to be water on there, mate. I think it's going to be quite an interesting run.
Anyway, the early part of it looks a bit dusty. Not long after hitting the Birdsville Track, the remoteness hits you square between the eyes and you're soon overwhelmed with the feeling of just being out there and absolutely loving it. Dusty flat plains as far as the eye can see, with a dusty dirt road leading to what seems to be nowhere, with almost mystical surroundings. For me, this is what I call remote outback travel. It's certainly the real deal, and places like this are the heart and soul of this country. So I've got a bit of muddy water here, Georgie, just in front of me here.
Yeah, copy, mate. Break up some of that dust.
I'll tell you what, George, you can see why they closed this Birdsville Track, mate, for that rain. This would have been an absolute mud heap if they'd have kept it open.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, we've had 3 days of sun now and it's still quite wet.
Oh, mate, apart from that, I mean, you can just see already the effects of a few cars and vans on here. You can imagine if they'd have let that go.
Oh, yeah, they would have destroyed the track.
The one thing I love about the Birdsville Track is that you can actually pull up just about anywhere, drive off the track for a bit and set up a campsite for the night and kick back around a campfire. After 10 days camped at the Big Red Bash, this is just what we needed, the feeling of absolute freedom, and the fact that this is what our great explorers and drovers did way back when is what makes us who we are today, I reckon. That nomadic lifestyle is still part of us, and it's what makes me feel more Australian, with an appreciation and the privilege it is to travel around this country of ours. I don't know about you, but geez, I just love it. Well, after a sunset made to order last night, we almost felt guilty the next morning when we woke up and were treated to a magic sunrise. How many times have we said it doesn't get any better than this? We were very spoilt with this Birdsville Track stopover, and I reckon we could have stayed here another night for sure. But we need to get cracking with many special places to visit still in front of us.
That's my type of camping right there, Georgie, on the side of the road, mate.
Yeah, it was a pretty good camp, nice and quiet, plenty of stars, it was beautiful.
I know campgrounds and caravan parks are good, but when you just pull up in the middle of nowhere like this, mate, it's pretty good, eh?
Yeah, mate, 100% agree, that was, yeah, pretty awesome.
Anyhow, we'll get down the track a bit further. Might even try and get you to the Farina bakery today, George.
Yeah, that'd be good, mate. Could go with some Farina bakery goods.
Looking forward to that.
Although George is tonguing for a couple of pies and a few cakes, it's looking like it may take a little longer to get there as we come across some wet patches from last week's rain.
Yeah, she's a bit chopped.
Yeah, this is looking a bit, yeah, there's a big pile of water here, so it's a bit deep here.
Yeah, copy, mate. There's a lot of water to your left as well. It's really, yeah, heaps here.
It's a bit boggy in the middle, mate, so you have to give a bit coming out of it, but once you're out, it's all good.
Deeper than I thought.
And it doesn't end there, George.
We've got a fair bit of water here, mate, so just back right off here, mate.
It's got a bit of water, this one, Duck.
Mate, this track's changed a fair bit, hasn't it? We've gone through rocks, water, now it's a bit like a highway.
Yeah, I know. And all the different colours too.
It's a bit like driving out around the Pilbara, I reckon.
The Birdsville Track is about a 520 kilometre dirt road that runs from Birdsville in Queensland to Maree in South Australia that was opened in the 1860s and was first used to walk cattle from northern Queensland and the Northern Territory to the railhead in Port Augusta. The railhead was later relocated to Maree at the southern end of the track, and a pioneering drover named Percy Burt is credited for establishing the track, and he also set up a store at the Diamantina Crossing, now known as Birdsville. Burt used the track to drive cattle out of the Channel Country to the railhead in Maree that was up and running in 1883. The original plan was to drive the cattle via Brisbane, so the Birdsville Track was basically a 1,000-kilometre shortcut. Forget the shortcut, people like us will drive a lot further than 1,000 kilometres out of our way to drive the track to soak up the experience. This is one of my favourite drives. I just love it.
What's that? Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jesus. He was keen on that.
Well, how good's this? We've made our way down the Birdsville Track, but we've now popped into the historic town of Farina. It's quite incredible when you look around some of the ruins here to think that this was a thriving town. It had a post office, it had a school, it had a police station, but with the railway bypassing here and going into Maree, it basically signalled the end of the town. There is a bakery here, and it's quite unique. It's actually underground, and it opens 8 weeks of the year, which attracts thousands of tourists who call in and get themselves a nice hot pie, a fresh loaf of bread, and the whole place, it'll never be restored to what it was, but they've kept this alive, and it's all been held together by volunteers. They do a fantastic job, and the many people who visit here donate money to keep all of this happening. But if you ever get the chance, pop in and have a look at this place. It's an incredible town, and you'll see some of the stories that are in some of these ruins, who lived in these buildings, what went on, what businesses were conducted here. It's hard to believe that really only, 100 odd years ago, that this was actually a real thriving town. These days though, it's a ghost town, and it's definitely should be on your list of places to call into if you're travelling anywhere around the Flinders Ranges or the Birdsville Track. And it just goes to show just how simple life once was.
You got a copy, Mr. Dynamic?
Yeah, mate, I copy.
Yeah, mate, we've just had a discussion here. We're going to change your name to Mr. Farina Bakery, considering you had 6 pies and a sausage roll in there. You're kidding, mate.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to deny it, mate. I love that place. That's it's one of my highlights.
How many finger buns did he have? Did he buy, Shelley?
1 plus a muffin, apple turnovers.
They're going to retire just based on your spend there today, Dynamic.
Yeah, I'm pretty full, I won't lie to you. Mate, I even bought a bottle of red wine.
There's not too many bakeries where you get a bottle of red, eh?
I reckon every bakery should be like that.
Not long after heading south from Farina, the landscape soon changes and the Flinders can be seen in the distance. As we head to one of the most scenic regions in Australia, means that we're not far from our next destination, Willow Spring Station. Look, might go this way, eh? Take the scenic route.
Yeah, you know me, love the dirt.
Yeah, I've heard that about you, mate, eh?
Yeah, that was I haven't showered for 10 days.
We nice drive through here. I came through this way last year, it's pretty good.
Yeah, sounds good and looks good already.
There are a few ways to get to Willow Spring Station from Farina, including easy sealed roads. But for us, we decided to take a shortcut on a windy dirt road that cuts its way into the heart of the Flinders Ranges. I've always said there's so much more to see once you get off the blacktop. Not a bad run through here, eh, Dynamic? What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's pretty nice through here. We came through here years ago. It's yeah, very scenic all the way through.
A couple of good camp spots too, mate. Plenty of people in here.
Yeah, it's chock-a-block, isn't it? Lots of people everywhere.
A good little test for our caravan through here too.
Yeah, she's windy.
Now this is better than sticking on the highway, mate.
Yeah, mate, I agree. 100%. Much nicer going through this way.
Gee, you'd be hard-pressed to find a more scenic drive than this anywhere. How good is it? After about a 3-hour drive from Farina, we arrive at Willow Spring Station. It's time to set up camp, kick back and get ready for another day of adventure to follow as we take on the famous SkyTrek 4-wheel drive track located right here at Willow Spring Station. After a good night's rest, we unhook the trailers, air down the tyres and get ready for a big day on SkyTrek. Well, this is when we're going to find out if you're Mr. Dynamic or not, George. I'm talking about the fact we've just had to air down our tyres and we went off your recommendation for the PSI.
Mate, she'll be fine, and if it's no good, we can always adjust as we need.
This is going to be the first time I think this Ram's ever gone off-road like this anyway.
It'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah, well, mate, it was pretty well stock standard when we bought it. It didn't look like it had done anything because it had hardly any kilometres on it, so...
Yeah, sounds good. I reckon it'll go really good. A bit of technical climbing involved.
Mate, you just made that word up. Fair dinkum.
Technical climbing.
Do you like that?
I liked it, but you made it up.
I learnt from the best. Nah.
Then again, I wasn't too good at school, but in English I was all right. Comprehension was my bestest subject.
Good on you.
As we head through the first gate, we are off and running on our 80-kilometre adventure. The good people at Willow Springs really look after you by providing you with a map, and there are numbered points of interest to follow throughout the journey, with clear signs along the way and all points of interest marked on the map. Even two dummies like George and I can't get lost. Then again, George is a bit of a worry, isn't he?
This is a little steep little creek crossing here, George.
Oh yeah, that looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's a big boulder right in the middle of it, so we'll just be careful here, mate, eh?
Yeah, copy, mate. Thank you.
You gotta put them bash plates on, eh?
Yeah, they're doing their job.
Within minutes of hitting the track, you're navigating tight turns and creek crossings.
I'm through, mate.
All right, I'll come on through it.
One of the first points of interest you come across on SkyTrek is Moxon's hut, a hut that actually housed stockmen right up until about 1962. If you ever find yourself on SkyTrek, be sure to pull up and check it out. It's hard not to imagine what it must have been like living in huts like this, and it's a credit to the owners of Willow Springs for not only preserving this small piece of Aussie history, but to allow all of us to have a look for ourselves.
Hey George, it's a good property this, eh? Like we're right in the middle of a valley now. I mean, it's unbelievable. We go through all that other stuff and then you find yourself right in the middle of this valley with bridges both sides of us.
Yeah, it's incredible how it just keeps changing.
You can see why plenty of people come and check this track out. It's an absolute cracker, I reckon. It's just got everything.
Yeah, you're not wrong, mate. I'm glad that they're sharing it with the public.
Willow Springs Station is actually a 70,000-acre working sheep station and has been operated by the Reynolds family since 1923. In the 90s, the SkyTrek four-wheel drive track was formed, and today this iconic working station is an important part of South Australian tourism, with four-wheel drive enthusiasts travelling from all over the place to not only enjoy the track, but to take advantage of the accommodation options on offer in this very unique part of the world. If you love this type of adventure, Willow Springs is the jewel in the crown in the Flinders Ranges.
Here we go, George. We've just come up that rocky little hill there and find ourselves at the Valley of the Pyramids right in front of us, mate. How good do they look?
Mate, it's incredible, isn't it? It just looks unreal.
I wonder who came up with the name. It looks like the pyramids, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks exactly like the pyramids. Fantastic.
It's a great fit, mate. You look like a mummy. Pretty steep there, George.
Still mesmerised by the pyramids.
What have you whipped up, Rog?
Oh, check them bad boys out.
So that's been cooking while we've been driving Sky Track.
Magnificent, eh?
Wow.
Come have a look at this.
Oh, I'll be having one of those.
Yep.
I got fresh bread from Farina.
Oh!
I'm gonna cut that up.
Oh, God!
What a waste.
You should have known that'd be shaking up.
I should.
Bring a beer with me, Roger.
I put a whole car full of beer.
That's because you're responsible for that. I know, mate.
Oh, hang on. Look out. What's going on here?
All right, please don't kill us.
Hi, George. Not a problem, George.
Except for the overheating gearbox. Why is it so dusty on this side show? Like somebody's feet have been up on the dash.
You know I'm a good off-roader.
Just don't do anything else. No driving, you just wait for all the good stuff.
Who wants to drive on the tarmac?
Not me!
You got a copy, Shell? Can you drive and talk on the seabird at the same time?
Of course I can. I'm a female.
I'm only joking. At least now we've finally got someone that can keep up. I mean, fair dinkum, I'm sitting around waiting for Mr. Dynamic to turn up. He's doing his hair in the mirror all day. Mrs. stuck an idea now. She wants to drive the Ram.
Yeah, Doc should pull over and let Jackie drive. Girls can show you all how it's done. Let the good times roll.
Yeah, right. Let's hope that's the only thing that rolls.
Having fun, Doc?
Even Clancy's looking a bit nervous.
I've never been a real good passenger, so after a while I'm allowed to jump back behind the wheel. I reckon George is going to need a can opener to get Shelley to swap seats though. As you make your way around Skytrek, it's amazing just how much time goes by. In fact, the first section of Skytrek can take you up to 5.5 hours to complete. It's about 60 kilometres of the most scenic off-roading you will ever do, and although there are some challenges, it's very achievable with any four-wheel drive. Things do change though once you get to the lock gate, where you have the choice of either heading back to the homestead or driving through the gate to tackle the last 20 kilometres of this iconic four-wheel drive track.
I think the next gate, mate, is we've got to unlock the padlock, and that's to get onto the actual Skytrek. So we should be pulling up there soon.
Oh, good, so I can start driving again.
No, you can't.
You can toss a coin because it's pretty flash. It's actually the Skytrek part of the whole track, so it'll be it's pretty good, mate.
Yeah, I'll be driving.
Now, the entire track is named Skytrek, but for me, the last 20 kilometres is the real deal, where it's low range most of the way. At this point, you choose whether or not to use your numbered key to unlock the gate. This is purely for security reasons, so the staff at Skytrek knows exactly who is still out there on the track and who has chosen to take on that last 20 kilometres.
Yeah, mate, it's looking a bit fair dinkum here, George.
Yeah, mate, looks awesome. Stick it in low and go, go, go.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a climb out of the bottom of this creek.
I might watch you for a bit. Looks pretty steep, mate.
Yeah, it's got a couple of little boulder lifts in it too, eh?
Nice.
Need me to show you how it's done?
Yeah, it's a steep little hill, mate, eh?
Yeah, I love it, mate. It's awesome. Yeah, this is unreal.
Looks like you're going to get a little bit steep here, mate, eh?
Oh yeah, it's quite the drop off, isn't it?
You know, the only disappointing thing about filming this type of track is that the camera doesn't do it just. It might not look that steep or rough on film, but I can tell you it's a different story when you're out there driving tracks just like this.
There's no room for stuff-ups here, but hey, I tell you what, she's going to be a bit dicey here. Just make sure you pick your right line here. Maybe hope that I pick the right line and follow me, mate.
Yeah, no dramas, mate. I'll just wait here for you for a
Let
bit.
him go first.
Yeah, there's a big drop-off on the side there, so just follow where I went. Well, we've changing your name from Mr. Dynamic to Mr. Downhill Assist, because I'm tipping you've got it on now.
Yeah, mate, of course. Taking the electronic route down the hill.
Shelley, you should be driving, mate. Let him relax totally.
I know, I should be.
Gee, this track just keeps on giving, from creek crossings to winding scenic hills, steep inclines and declines to driving through magnificent gorges. It dead set has it all. It has to be one of the best days drive I've had for a while, and there's still more to come. To get to the top of Skytrek, we have to navigate our way through the gorges, and there's one last big hill climb. Wasn't there a song called Long Way to the Top?
Yeah, George, it's looking pretty steep here, mate.
Yeah, okay, I'll wait till you get to the top.
Fair climb too, eh? It just keeps on giving, mate. She's you sort of think you're at the top, then she's going up again a bit more.
What's it like for traction?
Yeah, having a couple of little chirpies, mate, but it's all right. Just the rock stuff, you know. Probably a good thing, mate. Give you something to grab hold of those rocks. Hang on, looks like she's getting a bit steeper here too.
Well, you're still climbing.
Yeah, mate, some big rocks here too. Make sure you pick your lines right.
Yeah, okay, no worries.
I'll tell you what, the view's good when you get up here. And yes, I'm still climbing.
Wow, okay.
Okay, George, you've turfed Shelley back to the passenger seat. Time to show us if you and your Prado can tackle the steep stuff.
Look at it, just crawls up though, you got to admit, it's a beast. No wheel spin, nothing, it's just been really good. Oh, wow. Look at the view. Wow. Wow. What a view.
Yeah, mate, it was a steep climb, but geez, it's worth it once you get up here, isn't it?
Wow, this is awesome.
Yeah, George, you thought the Big Red Bash was good.
It's a pretty incredible part of the world, isn't it?
You know, this track looks like something out of a movie set. It just seems to go forever, and the scenery and surroundings are simply breathtaking. How lucky are we that the Reynolds family not only had the vision of putting this thing together 30 years ago, but they allow entry to their property so they can share it with us. The entire property is unbelievable.
Well, after a day of pretty good tracks, some pretty rough terrain, some pretty steep hills and some rocky declines, this is what it's all about. We're at the highest point here of Skytrek, and check out this view. It's just unbelievable. It's been a great day. I'm so glad that we put this on the list of this trip, but we'll take this in for a little while. It's fantastic. If you're ever in this area in the Flinders, check out Willow Spring Station and go and do Skytrek. You won't regret it. day dynamic was nice fresh water this morning, mate, but how good was Sky Trek yesterday?
Yeah, it was fresh, mate. And yeah, Sky Track was, unreal.
So I've got a surprise for you today, mate. I'm going to take you to the best wood fire pizza shop that you've ever been to, okay?
Yeah, thanks for the heads up. I won't have anything to eat today. I'll go nuts tonight.
I reckon you're going to love it, mate. So it's a little bit different. And I've also arranged a couple of other surprises for you, okay?
Awesome, mate. I can't wait.
After leaving the Flinders, we drove 650 kilometres further southeast to Wompinni Station, which itself was part of a huge sheep station back in the day. Located in the forgotten corner country on the banks of the mighty River Murray, Eric and Kerry are great hosts, and I can't wait to see what they have in store for us. This place is something special. After hours on the road, it's good to pull up and have a stretch. Looks like Clancy's been hanging on to something until the right moment as well.
Clancy's just putting his mark on this sign.
Well, we're here at Wompinni Station. Eric, thank you very much for your hospitality here, mate.
Absolutely welcome, Duck. It's great to have you here.
Pleasure, mate, and I've been here before, which is why we've come back. It's a great place, 200 acres, used to be a lot bigger than that.
It did. It was part of this mothership called Colquhoun Station, which was settled in around the 1830s, 1831, 1832, by a bloke called Mr. Higgins, Thomas Higgins. And it was a shining light of the pastoral industry back in those days. It was a great concept.
So how did it end up like this, where it was carved up and you've ended up with 200 acres of this?
Well, sadly, over time, families grow and move apart, and ebbs and flows of the climate's drought affected.
Yep.
And it just got too hard with the family that really skilled at breeding daughters, which is just wonderful. But then when they brought their husbands in, everybody wanted to be a boss.
Yeah.
And then sadly, it just got smaller and smaller and smaller. And then, gratefully for us,
yep,
there's 200 acres of Wompinni homestead.
Yep.
Was subdivided, and we bought the place just over 4 years ago, just before COVID.
So was it true that this was abandoned then? There was nobody on the property at all?
No one on the property whatsoever. No one lived here full time since 1969 until we arrived here to live.
That is unbelievable. So from 1969, I mean, that's what, 55 years or something? I mean, that's unbelievable. So the place was just empty?
Empty. And
nothing happening here?
Just a party place. It got a bit of a reputation of people can just come and just trash the place, basically. And the empty beer bottles, a mountain of empty beer bottles, wrecked cars, all kinds of just rubbish that we had to clean up so we could recommission this place to make it so we could live here. But then the most important thing is we wanted to open up this forgotten part of New South Wales, the forgotten corner, and bring tourism to this part of the mighty Murray.
These days, it's a lot more than just somewhere where people can come and camp. You've got powered sites for caravanners. They're accommodated down here in cabins as well. You have the campground where we are. But there's something special going on here. You have, apart from the 100-year-old shearing sheds down there, which just look amazing, although they're not falling down, but they are, and it's something you'd never get rid of that. But you've got an art gallery here. You've got your own artist living on site, and it's amazing the work that goes on in there.
Yeah, we're quite blessed. A while ago, Kerry and I had this young girl decide to come and live with us, young Jasmine Rose, and we encouraged her with her art to go to university, and she recently graduated with a master's in art and design. And through that, we just saw her talent, not just in drawing and painting, but she does pottery, excellent welder. She's welded up stuff on the bull bar of the car, but she also sculptures things as well. But she's got a wonderful little art gallery here, her private collection.
It's incredible.
That she invites people to come in and see. It's really good that when people hear, we can offer them, say, okay, well, come and see the Murray, but if you want to get involved with some local art or bush art, Australian art, young Jasmine's the real deal.
McCabe Corner, the corner of New South Wales, South Australia and Victoria. You can only access that by boat, and you've got plans to
hopefully run tours down there and take people down to that landmark. It is a forgotten corner, it really is.
You're spot on, Doug. Unfortunately, it's a little bit landlocked.
Yep.
This river is just pristine. There's not too busy. We want to take people down to that McCabe's Corner and then show them what this border's all about. It's not just a straight line from Haddon's Corner up there in Queensland going all the way to the South Australian coast.
Yep.
There's this dog leg on the River Murray which causes a lot of confusion and even a little bit of angst where the borders actually are, where they lie.
Yeah.
Lucky for us, Eric offered to take us for a run down the mighty Murray on a preview run of the trip to the McCabe Corner landmark. We are so blessed in this country when it comes to rivers. The Hawkesbury, the Darling, the Fitzroy, the Daly, and of course the River Murray. You don't have to tell Eric how lucky he is to call this place home. He actually regards it as a privilege.
We've got a local Wompinni station, Big Acre. Get out of Victoria.
What are you doing, Clancy?
Clancy wants to stay in New South. He wants to stay in Victoria.
He doesn't want to get out of Victoria.
Well, what a way to end a 3-week trip travelling Australia. We headed to the Big Red Bash, which was a fantastic event. We actually dodged a couple of weather fronts, lived in a bit of mud, certainly ate a lot of dust and drank a few cold beers along the way as well. Some fantastic 4-wheel driving there at Sky Trek. What an amazing track that was. A big thanks to the team there at Willow Spring Station. And then to end it here at McCabe's Corner on the banks of the Murray River. A special shout out to Eric from Wompinni Station for taking us for a run down to this fantastic historic landmark where we find ourselves at McCabe's Corner. We love getting out there and exploring Australia just like you do, and as we say at Oz Off-Road, your adventure starts when you turn the key to ignition. We can't wait to do that again, so we'll see you next time on Oz Off-Road TV.
Hang on, didn't I promise George I would take him to the best wood-fire pizza joint in Australia?
Well, that's Shelley's pizza. That's Shelley's pizza.
Eric, or Big Ekka as I call him, is very lucky to be married to Kerry, who not only helps run Wompinni, but also cooks the best wood-fire pizza you'll get anywhere. And did you know that they do a delivery run along the river? So if you're ever renting a houseboat or just out boating on the River Murray and feel like a pizza, give Wompinni Station a call and Big Ekka will run one of Kerry's pizzas directly to your boat. How good's that?
Hey George, how's the campfire?
Hey George, this ain't a lot of fire, mate.
Oh, ow.
That's my fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Camping down on an old bush track. A 4-wheel drive, yeah, I like it like that. The weekend comes and now it's time to go. Oz Off-Road, it's time for the show. Ours off-road. It's time for the show.